Hello guys, welcome back to the Football Pyramid Season 2, Episode 3. I've got Dave Jackson and Henry Hill alongside me. Guys, you've got 8 questions of ascending difficulty to see how far you can rise up from the National League at the bottom to the pinnacle, the Champions League champions. Jacko, do you back yourself to become a Champions League champion today?
I always back myself. Whether or not it's the right decision is we're definitely gonna find out. But I think I'm definitely getting Champions League football, just like Arsenal this season. We are on the march upwards. You know what I mean? Delusional
on Arsenal and Jackson. We'll see how that goes. It could be a bad omen for Arsenal there, Jacko. Henry, how are you doing? Fulham flying high. Will you be flying high today?
Honestly, I feel like my knowledge on this game is all over the shop. Last year I didn't know that Brazil were more successful than Germany in the World Cup, or the year that Leicester won the Premier League. And yet, if you ask me to name Sassuolo's reserve keeper, I probably know it somewhere. So I have no idea. I'm also up against the Roy Hodgson of Football Daily, the wily old fox that is Wacko Jacko. So, his knowledge has no boundaries either. So, yeah, it really depends on how the questions fall today, Dukes.
Perfect. We'll see what comes out. Jacko, I'm going to put you down as a slight underdog, so you get to choose between left and right hand for the USB thingy. Which one do you reckon it is?
Okay, I'm going right hand.
It was, I'm afraid, in my left. Henry, do you want to go first or second?
Oh, first. Go then.
He's about to butcher that too. All right, here we go. Henry, your first question comes in from Jake Leatherhead, and it's Pele played for which of these national teams? Argentina, England, Brazil, or Colombia?
Well, I'm from Dorking, who are Leatherhead's bitter rivals, so no love made with Jake.
Jake Leatherhead.
Pele is from Brazil.
He is from Brazil. Well done. You might not have known that they'd won more titles than Germany, but you got that one right. Well done. Jacko, your question also comes in from Jake Leatherhead. Thank you very much, Jake, for sending in some easy questions. And it's, what is Rangnick's first name? Freddie, Gary, Jurgen, or Ralph?
I think it's Ralph, Mr. Wreck-It Ralph himself.
Correct. Well done. Up to League 2 you go. Joining Henry. Henry, your question comes in from Zien Zhu. Who is Man City's record signing? Grealish, De Bruyne, Mahrez, or Aguero?
Love that. Feeling good about this week, Jackie Grealish.
Correct, well done. Going up to League 1. Solid start from the lads. Jacko, your question comes in from Dominic Cassieri, regular contributor. Thank you very much, Dominic. What is Norwich City's ground called? The City Ground, the Hawthorns, St Andrews, or Carrow Road?
I believe it is option D, Carrow Road. Let's be having you.
Let's be having you indeed, Jackie. Going up to League 1. Well done, lads. Easy, very easy questions out the way. They ramp up slightly here, but not too much. Henry, your question comes in from Yuvraj_Beast. How many Premier League titles have Man United won? 0, 4, 11, or 13. Not top flight titles.
This is where my lack of knowledge really lets me down sometimes. It's not 0, obviously. We could disregard that. Is it 11? Have they won 11 Premier League titles? It's not 13. Oh, you know what? Cool, Mikey recovered. Get out of the way.
Okay, he's using his super sub. Early stage for using a super sub, but there's no shame in that. Let's see what McCubs is saying.
Hey, Diggs.
Hey, McCubs, you are live on the Football Pyramid. Please do not swear.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Henry's in League 1, and he's had to call you already. So the question is, how many Premier League titles have Man United won? 0, 4, 11, or 13?
Okay, yeah, it's 13.
You sure on that?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Henry was angling towards 11, so.
Really? It's 13. I could run through and name them all now.
No, don't you worry. Henry, are you willing to go with that?
Yes.
It's well known that Sir Alex won 13, yeah.
Okay. Henry, you were in League 1. You embarrassingly had to use your super sub. You called McCubs. He recommended you go with 13. You went with 13. And McCubs was right. Well done. Thanks, McCubs.
Thank you.
No worries. Good luck, Henry. Good luck.
I think he needs it. Bye. Oh, Henry, nervy times, but you got through it. Good use of this super sub.
I've basically predicted what I said is going to happen so far, so I'm pretty satisfied. Don't worry.
Oh, fair enough. Right, Jacko, can you join Henry in the Championship? Your question comes in from It's Pilko. Who was manager of West Ham when they signed Tevez and Mascherano? A. Kirbishley, B. Pardew,
Alan Pardew,
C. Roda,
B. Alan Pardew. Let's get the show on the road, baby.
You don't even want to hear D. Zola?
No.
Well, you've heard it now. You're going with B. Pardew?
Yes, mate.
No messing around. Well done. Into the championship.
Challenge
no lifelines
Pardew, mate.
used.
VFN legends. Challenge Pardew.
Right, Henry. You're in the championship. Your question comes in from Flodge Axob. Only one player has played for 6 clubs that have won the Champions League, but never actually won it himself. Name them. A, the original Ronaldo. B, Lothar Matthäus. C, Roberto Baggio. Or D, Zlatan.
That's a tough one.
I mean, I knew the Alan Pardew one before you'd even read it. I mean,
You get no points for that.
well, I know Zlatan's never won the Champions League, so my inclination would be to say him. 6 clubs that have won it.
Yeah.
So
lot of
Ajax will have won it. Barcelona, Inter, AC, Manchester United have obviously won it. Juventus, yeah, Zlatan.
Locking that in.
Yes, please.
Henry, you were in the championship. You comfortably worked it out. And you went with D, Zlatan. And you were right. Well done. Sound working out. Good way to come back after using the super sub in League One. I like that. Jacko, your question comes in from Zach Lyons. How much could Dele Alli end up costing Everton if all the add-ons are reached? A, 25 million. B, 30 million. C, 35 million. Or D, 40 million.
I think it's 25, but then 35 is sounding a bit familiar as well. Who would know this? Who could I ring? Because I don't want to do 50-50 in case you leave me with 25 to 35. So, who would actually know this though?
Me.
Like Danny Pape, no? As like a Spurs fan.
Do you want to call Danny Pate?
Yeah, ring the Pape Master General.
Hello?
Danny, you're live on the Football Pyramid. Please control your language.
Well, it's been a long time.
Right. Dave Jackson is in the championship and he wants your help with this question. How much could Dele Alli end up costing Everton if all the add-ons are met? 25 million, 30 million, 35 million or 40 million?
I think it's 40 million.
Ooh. Jacko.
Yeah, 'cause there's some really weird clauses in there. It's something like if he scores over 20 goals and gets over 40 appearances or something, it could rise to 40 million.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not 100% sure.
I agree with the clauses. It's something like that. Jacko, what do you make of that?
Okay.
Danny's saying 40.
I'm going to use another lifeline. I'm going to go 50-50.
You're going to use another lifeline?
Yeah, I'll use another lifeline. So Dan,
Okay.
Dan, can you just stay on the line for me for a minute, and we'll not.
Danny, he wants you to stay on the line.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
No one's ever used the standards before, so I'm not really sure how it works. Okay, the 50-50 is 30 or 40 million.
Okay, I'm going to go with 40 million. I'm going to back Danny
I think
Pape.
it's 40.
Yeah.
Okay, Danny,
Yeah.
Jacko wants to go with you. He's going with 40.
Yeah.
Jacko, you were in the championship. You used 2 lifelines, so you really need to get this right. You've gone with 40 million, and Danny sent you down the right path. Well done,
You are
Danny.
Back of the net.
Love that. Thanks very much, Danny.
So cheers,
No
mate.
worries.
See you, bye. Jacko, you annoyed that you used 2 lifelines there. You didn't back your boy.
Well, I'm actually glad I did because my initial thing was 25, so I'm glad again. So
Fair
yeah.
enough.
So
Okay.
what's my last lifeline? What have I got left?
You got clue remaining.
All right, cool.
Which sometimes are helpful, sometimes they're actually not that helpful, but we'll see. Henry, you're in the Premier League. You've got 2 lifelines remaining, so you're now kind of in the lead. The question comes in from Salah Rawash Detu. Which country was the first to host the World Cup? A, Greece, B, Uruguay, C, Argentina, or D, Brazil?
I think Uruguay both hosted and won the World Cup. So I'm going to be bold and say Uruguay.
Henry, you were in the Premier League. You answered pretty swiftly. You went with B, Uruguay. And your hunch was correct. Well done. You're going up to the Europa League.
Here we go.
Lovely stuff. Good stuff, guys. Right.
Have we not added an extra round for the Conference League? We're not adding it in there this year.
No, there's no time for that. Jacko, you're in the Premier League. Your question comes in from David Adajo. Which of these players did not come from PSG's academy? A, Christopher Nkunku, B, Boubacar Kamara, C, Jonathan Okone, or D, Moussa Diaby?
Okay, I have no idea who any of them 4 players are. So
You're going to use your clue?
I might as well have a punt because I don't think the clue's going to help me. So I might as well just have a guess, and then if I go down, I go down. Okay, I am going to go with C, I don't remember what his name was, but I'm going to go for
C.
option C.
Jonathan Okone.
Yeah.
Ooh. Currently playing for Fiorentina. You've gone with C. Jonathan Okone. Jacko, you were in the Premier League. You're going down to the Championship, mate.
Fair enough.
Bad luck.
To be fair, Jacko, it was between Okone and Camara. The other two definitely did. So yeah, that was a good guess. That was a good guess.
It was a good guess.
Fair enough.
But it didn't quite happen. Hey-ho. Henry, your question comes in the Europa League from Nicandru 2015. Which of these teams have never made it to a Champions League final? A. Partizan Belgrade, B. Roma, C. Panathinaikos, or D. Napoli?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to take the clue. I can't off the top of my head think of any.
Okay.
Is it gonna be like they lost to someone? Because that's not gonna help me. So do you have another clue if it is that?
The clues are pre-written and they cannot be changed. Your clue is Panathinaikos took on Ajax in 1971, so you can rule out Panathinaikos.
What? That's the clue.
I'd expect you to know maybe a couple of these teams that did, so the clue could have been helpful, but in this example it's not.
So Partizan Belgrade, Roma.
Partizan, Roma, or Napoli are basically your options.
I think Partizan have done it. Did Napoli reach a European Cup final? They certainly won. I think they got to the Europa Cup, the UEFA Cup. Sorry, I'm going to say Roma. You're
locking in B, Roma. Henry, you were in the Europa League. You were a little bit pissed off with the clue. You've gone with B, Roma, and you are wrong. I'm afraid it was Napoli. Bad luck.
Roma faced Liverpool, right? In like the 80 something, like 80.
Yeah, a long time ago. Well remembered, Jacko.
Yeah, I was probably alive, mate. So.
Jacko, you're in the Championship. If you get this right, it's very much still on. Ben Moser sent in, who has recorded the most goals in an English top flight season? A. Thierry Henry, B. Alan Shearer, C. Mo Salah, or D. Dixie Dean?
What? So who scored the most goals in
an English top flight season? So before since English football has existed.
Henry scored 32 or something once. I think Shearer 32. Mo Salah, I don't think he's probably around that kind of mark as well. I'm assuming Dixie Dean is, can I have a clue, please, Dukes?
Okay, the clue is he scored 60.
Definitely Dixie Dean.
You locking that in?
Yeah.
Jacko, you were in the Championship. You've gone with Dixie Dean, Dixie Dean. And you're right, well done. You're going back up to the Premier League.
Thank you.
Henry, your question comes in from D. Smalley 99. Which nation has finished as the runner-up in the World Cup most often without winning it? So the most runners-up without winning it in a World Cup without winning it. If you know what I mean. I think I said that a few times in a different way. Anyway, you get what I mean. A. Czechoslovakia, B. the Netherlands, C. Hungary, or D. Sweden?
Oh God, this game is. I was stressed about coming on this anyway, and now I'm. Right, sorry. Czechoslovakia, Holland. Who else?
Hungary or Sweden. You've got 2 questions remaining, and you've got 50-50 remaining.
Right. I think it's the Netherlands. That is the answer. I think they've reached 2. Czechoslovakia, they were probably pretty good at one point. The other 2, Sweden, I'm not convinced Sweden have gone all the way. Why are you laughing, Deuce? Why
I like the way you said it about Sweden. I'm not laughing at your answer.
Right. I hope. Is that a clue?
No,
accidentally?
It's just the way you said, I'm not convinced about Sweden. It just made me laugh.
Okay. Oh, I'm not convinced about myself at this one. 50-50, please.
Really? Okay. Your 50-50 is the Netherlands or Hungary.
Netherlands.
Locking that in?
Yeah.
Henry, you were in the Premier League. You've gone with B, Netherlands. And you'll take your final question in the Europa League. Well done. Right, Jacko. Can you join him there? Your question comes in from LFC_fan page 6. Which football team does LeBron James own a small stake in?
Liverpool Football Club. Here we go.
A. Watford, B. Liverpool, C. LA Galaxy, or D. Houston Dynamo?
Liverpool Football Club. Locking it in, baby.
Correct, guys. We're both in the Europa League for the final question. Woo! Okay, let's go. Henry, your question comes in from Cam L. Welsh. Who was the first team in Premier League history to win 30 games in a season? A. Man City, B. Chelsea, C. Liverpool, or D. Arsenal?
That's a tough question, man.
I shouldn't have used my clue. Sometimes you got back, yeah. I shouldn't have used my 50-50, sorry, last time. Okay, the Arsenal Invincibles, basically, the unspoken truth about that season is they drew their way to unbeaten year. So,
how do you like them apples, Jacko?
yeah. We didn't lose. Yeah, boring at the same time. Anyway, so I'll write off unbearables as I like to call them. And then,
You
who
were
the other ones?
like Durasby won the league title in '98 and 2002 as well, right?
Yeah. Maybe.
Is that a plot twist? Okay, Henry.
No,
your answers were A, Man City, B, Chelsea, C, Liverpool, and D, Arsenal. The first team to win.
Chelsea, lock it in.
You locking that in?
Yep.
Henry, you were in the Europa League. You suddenly got a wave of inspiration, or maybe inspiration, and you went with B, Chelsea. And you're finishing in the Champions League. That's great work from you. Just one wrong answer today. Lovely stuff. Let's get Jacko's final question. Question comes in from WM13_14. Peter Schmeichel was the first goalkeeper to score in the Premier League, but which side was he playing for at the time, Dave Jackson? A, Man United, B, Man City, C, Aston Villa, or D, Leicester City?
Right, it's either Villa or United. He scored a few goals for United. I don't know if they were in the Premier League. That's the only problem. And I can picture the goal he scored for Aston Villa because they'd thought they'd rescued a point and ended up conceding again. For some reason, I think it's Villa. I'm going to say, because I know he scored for United. I'm thinking that was in different competitions. So I'm going to say Aston Villa. So hold on. Is this he scored a Premier League goal or a goal? Like,
yeah, first goalkeeper to score in the Premier League. Who was it for?
Oh, no, surely it must be United. No, I'll go with my instinct. I'll go Aston Villa.
Jacko, you were in the Europa League. You needed to get this right to get to a fastest finger first. You've gone with C, Aston Villa. And your gut was right.
Yes.
Well done.
Get in.
Really nice stuff, guys. Both finishing the Champions League. Not a lot of people saw that coming at the start of the show. Fair enough. Okay, guys, I'll read out the answers, and the first person to answer correctly gets the win. Question comes in from Henry.Williams. Which of these players does not have 100 caps for their country? A, Per Mertesacker, B, Arjen Robben, C, Fernando Torres, or D, Frank Lampard?
A, Per Mertesacker.
Wrong.
Oh no!
Jacko.
So Lampard, Robben.
You got Robben, Torres, or Lampard?
I think it's Fernando Torres.
You locking that in?
Yeah.
Wrong as well. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll move on to our next question.
Hey, what was the answer?
Okay.
What was the answer?
The answer's Arjen Robben.
Oh.
I think he ended up in the 90s.
A lot of injuries.
Question comes in from the one true Niall. How many games did Bob Bradley manage for Swansea? A, 10, B, 11, C, 12,
11.
or D,
11.
13?
11.
Dave Jackson, you have won today's football pyramid.
Yes,
congratulations. Fastest finger first. He was absolutely rapid on the second quickfire. Jacko, you must be delighted.
I'm absolutely over the moon. I said I get Champions League football. I backed myself. I backed Arsenal, and that is a fantastic omen to take into the rest of the season.
Yeah, I thought you'd cursed Arsenal, but you've gone away with a clear victory there. A fantastic contest, Henry. You must be proud of your performance as well. Just one question wrong in normal time. Per Mertesacker let you down, but you go away happy, surely.
Can't believe Bob Bradley has been my ultimate downfall. like many teams, Bob Bradley has put the knife in my back. But yeah, what can I say? Jackson, well played. I was worried for the viewing audience that this was going to be a horrific episode of League 2 questions, but we pulled through. So yeah, thanks Dukes, and thank you to my fans out there. Keep it real.
Pleasure. Guys, thank you so much for watching the Football Pyramid today. If you guys want your question to feature, please DM me on Twitter and Instagram. Please send in questions that are easy, medium, hard, so we get a nice spread. Some great questions today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next week on the Football Pyramid, and enjoy your weekend. Bye.
Peace.